So today we're going to talk about social science. I have the pleasure of being the professor of this topic, and today we're going to dig a little bit deep and to make sure that we have what we need and all the information we can to succeed and pass on the final. Okay, so what is social science? Right, that's the question at hand right now. Social science is a branch of science devoted to study of societies and the relationships among individuals within those societies. What does social science cover, and what are the 7 subtitles? Social science covers subjects such as economics, political science, sociology, history, archaeology, anthropology, and law, and with the extra one I'm going to throw in there, linguistics. Social science provides insight of how science and innovation work. Social scientists equipped with community skills throughout many industries and organizations. Okay, so one of the first theories that we're going to go over today is anthropology. Known as the science of humanity, anthropology covers a broad range of topics from human behavior to cultural relations and how evolution of humanity influence society's structure. It's often described as scientific and humanistic. Humanistic. Okay, so another one that we're going to touch bases with is archaeology. What does archaeology mean? Archaeology is what most people may think is of being like Indiana Jones. The truth is very different, though no less interesting. Similar to anthropology, in the archaeology in the study is the study of humanity. It relies much more on the material evidence left behind by cultures. This is ex- excavation work, analyzes and surveys is to be done. Europe's rich history with the Roman Empire, the Vikings, and much more, which means it is perfect place to study this. Now we're going to go over economics. Economics look at the production, distribution of consumption in goods and services. The field of political economy is the study of how economic theories such as capitalism or communism play out in the real world. Those who study political economy seek to understand how history, culture, and customs impact an economic system. This knowledge can be applied both theoretically and practically, meaning the subject is well suited for anyone interested in the economic world. There are 3 types of economies that we had an opportunity to go over. Those are the free market, command, and mix. Okay, again, those are free market, command, and mix. The next one we're going to dig a little deep into the real meaning of why geography fits into political science. Political geography is concerned with the study of both the spatial, uneven outcomes of political processes and the ways in which political processes are themselves affected by spatial structures. An example of what that would be how boundaries between countries, states, or counties are made, whether the size of a country affects how powerful it is, how the way natural resources are distributed around the world, and how the world affects trade and war. Okay, the next one we're going to dig just a little bit deep into is history. Why do we study history? Okay, political history is the narrative of survey of political events, ideas, movements, organs of government, voters, parties, and leaders. It is interrelevant to other fields of history, especially diplomatic history, as well as constitutional history and public history. Why do we study history and political science? Political history provides the tools to understand and critically assess many contemporary problems and changes. Because political history is a historical and social scientific discipline, it takes a much broader view of politics than the traditional state-centered approaches. That's what history or political history is and all about. And why do we study history in political science? The next field we want to get into is political science. Political science is a social study concerning the allegations and transfer of power and decision making, the roles and systems of governance, including governments and international organizations, political behavior, and political policies. Why is political science so important? Political scientists study and explain.
I was trying to catch you when you hit the end of the sentence, but you wasn't speaking loud enough so I could hear. Don is ready. How much more you got left?
I got 3 slides to do.
Oh yeah, by the time you're done, I got practice.
Well, go ahead.
I ain't want to leave you. See what
go ahead. I'll go on my own.
You sure?
But I gotta finish this up, so y'all can go ahead.
Okay.
I'll see you at the practice.
Okay.
And now we're going to touch bases with who is considered the father of social science, and his name is Auguste Comte. He was the first who coined the term social science in the 19th century. He was a French philosopher who believed in the concept of positivism, or that the collective senses made all up worthwhile information. He was also a prominent figure from the French Revolution, in which he was called for a doctrine based on science, and he is considered the father of social science because he was the first to coin the word social science and was the main part and the main role in the reason we study and focus on social science today. Now, we're going to ask, why is political science a social science? Political science is the social scientific study of political institutions and political behavior. Under the rubric of political behavior, political scientists study how and why people choose to participate in politics, the determination of votes, choice, and the nature and origins of political and public opinion. Political science is a social science. It is a science because a political scientist thinks critically, and a political scientist tests and improves explanations, ideas, theories, and rules over and over again to make sure that the theory is legit and beneficial, including the rules of conducting good research. And now we're going to talk about how social scientists use the scientific method in their theories or in their process of their thinking. Sociologists can use the scientific method not only to collect, but also to interpret and analyze the data. The scientific method provides a systematic, organized series of steps that help ensure objectivity and consistency in exploring a social problem. They provide the means for accuracy or currency, reliability, and validity. Validity. Validation, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, validation. So, all of that said, in conclusion, in summary, what you need to know and the main point of social science and why is it so important and how we can thrive and grow in success together. Social science examines the relationship between individuals and societies, as well as the development and operations of societies, rather than studying the physical world. These academic disciplines rely more heavily on interpretation and qualitative research methodologies. That is what social science is, all summed up. Just a quick review to go back over just a few things. Remember what the 7 subtitles are, which are economics, political science, sociology, history, archaeology, anthropology, linguistics, and law. Remember the important names such as Karl Marx, such as Karl Marx. Must remember his name. You must remember his name. It is so important that you remember who Karl Marx is. Also remember Max Weber and the father of social science, Auguste Comte. And remember, it is important for you to know all of this information so that you can thrive and excel on this midterm. You got this. I believe in you. If you have any questions, please please put your question into the thread, and I can help you grow and get a better understanding of what social science is and what the topic is all about. Thank you once again. My name is DeCarlos Rowell. I thank you for giving me the pleasure of being your professor of social science.